Hello students, today we will see the next topic is sliding window protocols. In the previous protocol, data frames were transmitted in one directions. We have already seen this topic, but in practice there is a need for transmitting data in both directions, and we could use the same channel for the data in both directions. The data frames from A to B are intermixed with the acknowledgement frames from A to B by the kind field in the header, and the receiver will distinguish between the data or the acknowledgement. This is one choice, and the second choice is known as the piggybacking. The next protocol are the sliding window protocol, and they differ among themselves in terms of efficiency, complexity, and buffer requirements. Here the next protocols are the sliding window protocol, and they differ among themselves in the terms of efficiency, complexity, and buffer requirements. Each outbound frame contains a sequence number ranging from 0 to some maximum, and the maximum is normally e raised to n minus 1. The sender, here the sliding window for sending multiple frames at a time, and it controls the data packets between two devices where a readable and gradual delivery of the data frames is needed, and each frame has sent from the sequence number. So the sequence numbers are used to find the missing data in the receiver end, and the purpose of the sliding window technique is to avoid duplicate data, so it uses the sequence number. And sliding window is a technique for controlling transmitted data packets between two networks computer where reliable and sequential delivery of the data packets is required. And in the sliding window technique, each data packets includes a unique consecutive sequence number which is used by the receiving computer to place data in the correct order. So the objective of the sliding window is to use sequence number to avoid duplicate data and to request missing data. Here the next topic is sliding window protocol concept. Sliding window refers to an imaginary window that hold the frame on both sender and receiver side. It provides the upper limit on the number of frames that can be transmitted before requiring an acknowledgement. Frames may be acknowledgement by receiver at any point, even when window is not full on the receiver side, and frames may be transmitted by source even when window is not yet full on the sender side also. The window have a specified size in which the frames are numbered modulo n, which means that they are numbered from 0 to n minus 1. That means if a number is equal to 8, then frames are numbered from 0 to 7, and the window size is n minus 1. Therefore, the maximum of n minus 1 frame may be sent before an acknowledgement. When the receiver send an acknowledgement, it includes the number of next frame it expect to receive. For example, in order to acknowledgement the group of frames ending in the frame 4. Suppose here the frame is 4 and the receiver send an acknowledgement containing number of 5. When sender sees an acknowledgement with number 5, it comes to know that all frames up to the number 4 have been received. Here the sliding windows on the sender side. At the beginning of the transmission, the sender window contains n minus 1 frame, and as the frame are sent by the source, the left boundary of the window moves inward, shrinking the size of the window. This means if window size is W, if 4 frames are sent by the source after the last acknowledgement, then the number of frames left in the window is W minus 4. Then when the receiver send an acknowledgement, the source window expand to allow in a number of new frames equal to the number of frames acknowledgement by that acknowledgement, that means ACK. For example, let the window size is 7 as shown in this figure. See, this is the figure. If here the A and B two figures, see this is the A figure. If frame 0 through 3 have been sent, suppose, and no acknowledgement have been received, then the sender window contains 3 frames, that means 4, 5 and 6. Here now if an ACK number is 3 received by the source, it means 3 frames 0, 1 and 2 have been received by the receiver and are undamaged. The sender window will now expand to include the next 3 frames in its buffer. At this point, sender window will contain 6 frames. That means here the 4, 5, 6, 7, 0 and 1 as shown in these B figures. This is the sliding window containing 6 frames. Then sliding windows on the receiver side. At the beginning of the transmission, the receiver window contains n-1 spaces for frames but not the frame. Then as the here new frames comes in, the size of window shrinks. Therefore, the receiver window represent not the number of frames received, but the number of frames that may still be received without the acknowledgement ACK must be sent. Given a window of size W, and if 3 frames are received without an acknowledgement being written, the number of spaces in a window is W minus 3. Then as soon as acknowledgement is sent, then window expand to include the number of frames equal to the number of frame acknowledgement. Here for example, let the size of receiver window is 7 as shown in this figure. See, this is the figure, and it means window contains space for the 7 frame. Suppose this is the window space for the 7 frames. With the arrival of the first frame, receiving window shrink and moving the boundaries from space 0 to 1, and now window has shrunk by 1, so the receivers may accept 6 more frame before it is required to send an ACK. If frame 0 through 3 have arrived, but the here the documents which can be acknowledgement, and the window will be contains 3 frame spaces. As the receiver send an ACK, window of the receiving expand to include as many new placeholders as newly acknowledgement frames. Here the window expand to include the number of new frame spaces equal to the number of most recently acknowledgement frame minus the number of previously acknowledgement frame. Here for example, window size is 7, and if prior ACK was for time 2 and the current ACK is for frame 5, then window expand by 3. That means here the 5 minus 2. Therefore, the sliding window of the sender shrink from the left when the frame of the data are sending. Then sliding window of the sender expand to the right when the acknowledgement are received, and the sliding window of the receiver shrink from left when the frame of the data are received, and the sliding window of the receiver expand to the right when the acknowledgement is sent. Then second way is piggybacking. When the data frame arrives, instead of immediately sending a separate acknowledgement frame, the receiver waits until the network layer passes if it the next packet. Then acknowledgement is attached to the outgoing data frames, so the acknowledgement is sent free with the next outgoing data frame. The acknowledgement get a free ride with the data frames, and this technique of temporary delaying outgoing acknowledgements so that they can be sent with the next outgoing frame is called as the piggybacking. Here shows the piggybacking concept by figure. Here this is the diagram. Here A and B, two are the stations. Suppose A and B are two different stations. A method combines a data frame with an ACK. Then here the ACK 0 and 1. Then stations A and B, these two stations both have the data to send. Instead of sending separately, stations A send a data frame that includes an ACK. Stations Y does the same things. This is the called as the piggybackings. Here are some advantages of piggybacking: a better use of available channel bandwidth. Then second is the acknowledgement field is only few bits, whereas the entire acknowledgement frame would consist of many bits because of the header, checksum, etc. And third one is the fewer frames sent means fewer received, reducing the traffic and requires fewer buffers in the receivers. Then disadvantages of piggybacking: the main problem with piggybacking is how long the sender should wait for a packet onto which the acknowledgement is sent, and if it is waits the longer than the sender timeout, the frames will be retransmitted. And the second is actually piggybacking is used for better channel utilization. Here due to retransmission, bandwidth is wasted. The next concept is 1-bit sliding window protocol. This is also called as the stop and wait 1-bit sliding window protocol, and it is the stop and wait because the sender transmit a frame and waits for its acknowledgement before sending the next one. The starting machine fetches the packet, build a frame and send it. The receiver windows check to see if it is duplicate frame. If the frame is arrived which was expected, it is accepted and receiver windows is slide out. And the acknowledgement field contains number of last frame received without error. If matches with the frame the sender is trying to send, then frame is stored in the buffer and the next frame is sent. If they do not match, it will resend the same frame. Here let us see the example. Here the first one is the A is trying to send the frame 0 to computer B, and B is trying to send its frame 0 to A. Then A send the frame B, and A is timeout interval is too short, and so may continuously send identical frames to B. Then when the first valid frame arrives at computer B, it will accepted, and all the other frames will be rejected because B is expecting a frame with sequence number 1 and not to 0. Then now B is waiting for an acknowledgement of the 0 and will not send any more frames. This situation arises if both slides simultaneously send an initial packets. Here duplicate frames are delivered even though there is no transmission error, and diagrammatically it can be represented. Here the show first one is the show the normal operations, and second diagram A and B start simultaneously, so there are the duplicates, and the format is sequentially acknowledgement packets numbers, and asterisk indicates where a network layer accept a packet. Here the stars means asterisk symbol. It shows the where the network layer accept a packet.